Infiniti told me they have some pretty exciting new vehicles coming. A high-performance QX80, a performance sports sedan, a hybrid midsize SUV, and a body-on-frame SUV. But before we get to those, we have this, the all-new 2027 Infiniti QX65, a sleek and stylish two-row luxury SUV, which technically Infiniti kind of invented this segment with the FX. So this is the spiritual successor. Today, we're going to get up close with this one. It's a top-of-the-line autograph trim, but I'll show you the exterior, the interior. We'll talk about the powertrain and take you on a tour of the new QX65. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter variable compression turbocharged 4-cylinder. So it is an engine that is shared with the QX60, but they say here they retuned it to try to give it a slightly sportier experience. So the transmission has been recalibrated for quicker, sharper downshifts under braking and things like that. It makes 268 horsepower and 286 pound-feet of torque. Now you do need to run it on premium gas. Other good news, no CVT. It has a 9-speed automatic transmission paired to this engine, and it can tow 6,000 pounds when properly equipped, and every single version of the QX65, regardless of trim, comes with standard all-wheel drive. Now let's get up close, and we'll start off with the exterior design. The first thing I want to highlight is this paint. It's a new color they're calling Sunfire Red, and it actually takes inspiration from a limited color from the R35 GTR Regal Red. Now this is a 3-layer paint with actual gold flakes in it. Unfortunately, it's a little bit overcast, but we do have some sunlight, and you can see some serious sparkle in the paint, and it's actual gold. Apparently they need to transport it with like armored trucks, and it's a really special paint for a nice premium looking vehicle. So Sunfire Red under the sun is probably going to look spectacular, but unfortunately, the sun is hiding behind some clouds today. Now, other aspects of the styling, it's updated to match the look of other Infiniti family vehicles. One of the big things is the piano key lighting. So the DRLs are up here, and they look like piano keys, individual segments. The actual headlights are split below, and there's actually some practicality to it beyond just a styling thing, so you don't blind people, right? The higher up the headlights are, if you're in a lower vehicle or something, you can have lights reflecting into your mirror, so that's a consideration, but also matches the styling of the QX80 and other vehicles in the family. Now this grille here takes design inspiration from a Japanese bamboo forest. So it's got these cool like angles to it with the 3-dimensional Infiniti logo in the middle that is also illuminated. At night when you approach the QX65, you'll get the whole welcome lighting sequence with the animation and the path lights on the ground. So that's always a nice thing when you're approaching your premium luxury vehicle. In terms of the body style itself, the QX65 falls into that sporty fastback roofline. So it's trading off some practicality for the looks, right? So the roofline angles back, and this one has the two-tone finish as the top-of-the-line autograph trim. You have a satin chrome surround here. The sport trim, which is the middle one, blacks out various things, and you get 21-inch wheels here on the top-of-the-line autograph trim. The other versions have 20-inch wheels. But if we take a look at the roofline as it angles back, you also have this line here that visually makes it look even sportier and swoopier. But one of my favorite touches is actually the rear light bar. It's really angular and aggressive and has like all these little facets. So these light pieces actually angle out with the lighting elements that echo it below. And if you take a look at the Infiniti lettering, it may just look like letters slapped on the back, but there's like an angle to them. So it almost looks like it was hewn out of like a block of granite, right? So there's like an angular 3-dimensional look to it. And you can really see how sporty the back here is. And they hid the windshield wiper underneath there, so it gives it a more clean rear windshield area. Now, I don't see any visual exhaust tips below, so definitely more sporty looks, not necessarily all-out performance. Will they do a higher performance iteration? Maybe. Remember the FX had some pretty cool versions. You see the tow hitch on this one here, and I like the blacked out badging, the QX65 and the Infiniti lettering there. And let's take a look at the trunk, because sometimes with these fastback, sporty looking SUVs, you trade off practicality for style, but this thing still has some serious cargo capacity. We've got some pretty big suitcases here, like checked suitcases, 4 across, and then a carry-on bag here, a duffel bag. There's some serious practicality. That's a whole family's worth of luggage. And if you don't have people in the second row, you can access these buttons right here to fold down the second row seats. They're a 60-40 split for even more cargo. So let me go ahead and show you that. It's pretty much a flat load floor here. And if you do want to transport some people but need cargo, 60-40 split right there. So practicality is still pretty good. Honestly, when they opened the trunk and I saw this, I was like, whoa, that's actually a lot of luggage in the back of this thing. Now let's go and tour the interior starting up front. Actually, before I get in, check out these seats. So this is, again, the top of the line autograph trim. So they give you the nicest semi-aniline leather, and the quilting pattern is really cool because it's asymmetric. So you see the quilting here on this side versus here is different, and it was inspired by the folds of a Japanese kimono. So lots of cool little Japanese heritage touches that express themselves all over the vehicle. And this is red with some contrast gold piping and stitching. Now, it does kind of give me Iron Man vibes, right? That's kind of his color scheme, but it's tying that gold flake paint, the Sunfire red, with the interior, and it's a really unique color combo. You get the red and the gold stitching here in the center console, across the doors, even quilted leather there across the dash with some open pore wood. So with luxury vehicles, the touch points, the materials, and these little details in design really do stand out. This one here has the top of the line Klipsch sound system. It's a reference Premier, so it's a 20 speaker sound system, 1200 watts. The base trim starts off with an 11 speaker system, then you jump up to a 16 speaker Klipsch system. But this top of the line one includes the speakers in the headrest, which look cool, but actually have some functionality too, because if you have a phone call, right, you're in the driver's seat, you can have your phone call where you hear the call, but nobody else in the cabin can hear it. I've actually tested it out before in the QX80. It's really cool, individual audio, right? So the person on the phone actually doesn't know that you're listening to music either. It's actually really, really cool, but you can have privacy even if you've got passengers in the vehicle. All right, these seats are also heated, cooled, and massaged as befits a luxury SUV here. We get the Infiniti door sill plate, and I'm gonna go ahead and hop in now. Let's go ahead and start the car up, but first, when it's off, that is a lot of glossy black right there. So you can kind of see the ghosting, the shadows of what's going to illuminate for your climate control. But once you turn the car on, we have a welcome sequence, I think. Yep, it was like a sunrise right there, fading into the Infiniti logo. Two digital display screens here. We have a 12.3-inch infotainment screen and a 12.3-inch full digital cluster, and you have a digital rear view mirror. And here's something that's really cool, the wireless phone charger. So that's a magnetic little puck that is designed to hold your phone in place. So they've innovated here with the wireless phone charger. There's also a cooling fan to make sure your phone doesn't overheat, because sometimes, you know, you're doing wireless charging and your phone can get pretty toasty. And the magnetic thing really holds it in place, which is nice, because sometimes, you know, if it's just sitting there and you take a turn too quickly or hit the brakes or something, your phone goes flying. Not anymore. And I'm pretty sure they said it's pretty quick charging too. It's up to 15 watts of wireless charging, but just the magnet itself and the cooling fan, that's a pretty cool innovation for your wireless charging pad. Now that the car is on, you can see all the climate controls here have illuminated. We have the heated steering wheel there, heated cooled seats. You do have some toggles right here, but this is pretty glossy right here. Wonder what this changes from daylight to nighttime. Yep, that is your infotainment from night mode to day mode. Now the infotainment is running a built-in Google system. So you also have Google Voice Assistant. So I can go, okay, Google, turn on my heated seat.
Got it. Turning on the seat heater for the driver.
So we've got integration there and it's full built-in Google, but we should still have CarPlay and Android Auto. We have Android Auto right here. Is there no more CarPlay? Wait, I need to check. There's no way there's no more CarPlay. Oh no. All right, no worry. Wireless CarPlay. It is still available. Panic not needed. We've got some additional controls here in the center console. You have your transmission selector, parking brake, auto hold, auto start stop, and then this is a toggle for your drive modes. We have 5 different drive modes: Sport, Auto, Eco, Snow, and Tow and Off-Road. So you can change the behavior of the vehicle slightly, like transmission tuning and things like that. Actual paddle shifters here on the steering wheel, because it does have a 9-speed automatic now. No more CVT. Also, I do not need my heated seat. That is getting a little bit toasty here. 2 cup holders, and then a center console storage bin. Overall, the interior is definitely really distinctive. The whole reddish gold combo is giving me Iron Man vibes slightly, right? That color combo here, but the quilted leather is really cool, and I love the asymmetric touch, and you do get a very subtle autograph embossing right there on the back of the seats. And I do love the open pore wood. You can see and feel the grain, and the quilting here is pretty cool too. Now let's check out second row space. So let me adjust my seat. I am 6'3" to a comfortable driving position for me. Yep, that's pretty good. And let's see what second row space is like. So on that side is still folded down. I have enough legroom here. Now my head is just barely brushing the headliner right here. I can feel it as it's angling back. So I would rather sit up front, obviously, here. And that is always going to be one of those compromises with these sporty roofline coupe SUVs like the BMW X6, the GLE coupe, like what they make these things. They call them coupes, but I'm like, it's got 4 doors. The word coupe has lost its meaning in the automotive world, right? It's like 4 doors called coupes just because they have a sporty roofline. Anyways, this is the QX65. They're not calling it the QX60 coupe SUV thing. We've got 2 USB-C charging ports back here. The outboard seats are heated on the top of the line trim. You got your climate control here. You have additional speakers too in the door, so the sound system extends back here. And something really cool is there's no hump here across the middle. It's a straight flat load floor, which is actually really nice because if you, in a pinch, need to transport 5 adults, having this is way nicer. Plus, putting things back here, that's actually really interesting because usually EVs, you see that flat load floor. This is not an EV, but they thought about it, so it's just something that I noticed immediately. A couple other things to mention. This will have active noise cancellation and active sound enhancement. So noise cancellation gets rid of some of the unwanted noises like road noise and tire noise and things like that. And then the enhancement is fake engine sounds, right? To give you a little bit of a sportier sounding experience. We'll see how that feels on the road when we finally drive this thing. And we also have some pretty cool camera tech. So you can press the shortcut button and that will pull up the different camera views. So you have the 360 overhead view, we've got the front camera view, but we also have the invisible hood view, which stitches together and tells you where the wheels are. So this is really useful if you're going through a drive-through or trying to line up for a car wash or any sort of maneuvering where you can't necessarily see where the edges of your vehicle are. So some cool camera tech here, and the 360 view, you can go to different angles where it renders it. So lots of different camera features on this thing. Now, I don't have official pricing right this moment, but they did say the entry-level Lux trim should start at under $55,000. So call it mid-50s starting price. But as you walk up to the Sport trim and the Autograph trim, it will get much more expensive. This one here is a pretty high option with the fancy leather and all the different features, right, as an Autograph trim. They think the Sport, the mid-tier one, with all the blacked out touches, the black wheels and all of those things that they're applying to other vehicles, right? There's a Sport version of the QX60, of the QX80, so the QX65 will also have that. That should be the volume one, kind of sitting in the middle of the lineup. So for all the bells and whistles, you're going to want to go to the top of the line Autograph, but the Sport's going to have some pretty good features too. Now, what does this compete against? What they called out, Infiniti said, they're targeting the Cadillac XT5, which I didn't even realize was still around. I thought they phased that thing out, but the XT5 still exists, that's aging a bit because Cadillac has been focusing on their EV SUVs, right? So I thought like the Lyriq got rid of the XT5. Anyways, Cadillac XT5, the Lincoln Nautilus, which is really nice. I love the Nautilus black label, but that definitely also prioritizes the quiet flight. Is that what they call it? Like the luxury, smooth, quiet experience. There's also the Genesis GV80, coupe, more regular one, right? Genesis has 2 different body styles for that SUV, and the Lexus RX. Lexus RX is kind of the juggernaut of the segment, right? And it's a pretty big segment. They said it was like 40 to 45% of the premium vehicle sales are these mid-sized SUVs, the 2-row SUVs. So the QX65 brings some really distinctive styling. It's got the good tech features, the nice luxury touches. I think it looks really, really cool. The one thing I wish I could have seen a bit more of was a powertrain, because if you look at some of those other competitors, definitely Genesis and the German options too. If you're looking at some of the, I think it might be a little bit more expensive, but like, you know, the GLE, the X6 and things like that, they obviously have much more sporty performance ones, and Infiniti has that history. There's some of that heritage that they could lean in on, right? They've got some pretty potent engines in the lineup. The VR30 is a pretty awesome engine. Throw that in here, give us a sportier version. Remember Red Sport and things like that, and obviously the FX back then. They're not going to put a V8 in again, but anyways, I think the powertrain is okay, right? They said they retuned it a little bit. We'll wait to hold judgment until we actually drive one, but the unique Japanese cultural touches, right? Like the kimono inspired things, the Japanese bamboo forest, those are always fun to hear about. And my big takeaway is Infiniti is back on the path to try to build up their momentum. And I started off mentioning a performance QX80 R-Spec, please. It's not going to have a GTR engine in it, but a sportier version of the QX80 will be cool. A performance sports sedan. Apparently, rear-wheel drive, available manual transmission are the rumors that I heard. Heck yeah, right? Like, there aren't many options in the world to buy a vehicle experience like that, a rear-wheel drive performance luxury sedan. I mean, there's the M3. So that'll be really cool to see, a body-on-frame SUV. But the QX65 is the news today. So this is a tour of this all-new QX65. It is a new nameplate, but has heritage from the FX, right? That sporty roofline. What do you guys think about the looks, the interior, the tech? We'll wait to see when we drive it, but I think it's pretty cool to get to check this thing out. Hope you guys enjoyed this tour video. Thanks for watching.